Poppin, y'all. This is your DJ, Brian Jew, and you're listening to TBS efm. We are coming to you from the dungeon, just as we always are every Thursday. And today's show is exciting because I kind of like the word of the day today, the word of the day. And see, on our live days, we have to kind of pick easy words so that you guys can relate the song request to the words. But today, we got a little bit more difficult word of the day. And I'll give you a small hint. Today's word is connected to playing cards, money, and women. So, a lot of you are thinking about gambling and all that stuff. Well, might be that, but I'm not going to give you any more hints. But the word is in the lyrics of the next song, so you got to listen very carefully to find out what the word of the day is today. And the next song is Desperado by the Eagles, and I'll be right back. You just heard Desperado by the Eagles, and you're listening to What's Poppin' on TBS EFM. And we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors. Welcome back to TBS EFM's What's Poppin' with your boy, Brian Jew. We're on TBS 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. Now, how do you get in contact with us? That's a good question. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is text us at sharp or pound 1013 for a charge of 51, or send us a tweet to at EFM Poppin, or simply send us an email at efmpoppin@gmail.com. You know, you can send us your requests or just say hello if you want. You know, we like to hear from our listeners. Also, if you want to join us for our open studio that airs every Fridays, we actually pre-record it on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. So please send us an email to efmpoppin@gmail.com with your name and your telephone number. And with that said, we have a special open studio coming up soon. That's going to be next Wednesday, May 8th at 1 p.m. What's Poppin' will be on location at the Yonsei University Korean Language Institute for our open studio, which will air on Friday, May 10th. And special guest Soul Supreme will appear and will be performing live. And if you'd like to attend or even just participate, please show up at the Yonsei University KLI building before 1 p.m. And we actually urge you guys, and we hope to see you guys all there. It's going to be a fun experience. Also, some announcements we want to ask you guys if you want to start your own business. Well, starting today, going on till Friday, we are proud to announce that the 7th Seoul Franchise Expo is going to take place at the Yangjae AT Center. Here you can learn what it takes to operate a well-known franchise and meet with many representatives to discuss the possibility of opening your own. For more information, please visit www.yesexpo.co.kr. And with that said, now it's time for the word of the day. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys were able to guess the word of the day from the song, but remember I gave you a hint that it was in the lyrics, and it's related to playing cards, money, and women. Well, if you still don't know, let me read some of the lyrics for you. I'd sing it to you, but I don't remember the melody that well, even though we just heard the song. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. Yes, I don't know if that was easy for you or hard for you because I put a little accent in there for y'all. But the word that we're going to go over today is queen. And I'm sure a lot of you guys got it from the hints, but if you didn't, I'm letting you know now. The word of the day, that's a tongue twister for me, is queen. Now, there are 4 queens in the deck of cards, and the queen is all on the money in the Commonwealth countries as well. And queen is a woman. The queen is a woman, so that's why I hinted, cards, money, and women. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking gambling or something naughty, but no, it is queen. Well, we can't have the word of the day being queen without having a song from the legendary rock band Queen. So here's Queen singing, I Want to Break Free. Once again, that was Queen with I Want to Break Free. Now, coming up on today's show, it's Thursday, so that means Eugene will be here for Poppin' News. And we're going to be talking about some trifling people, crazy inventions, and just some weird, wacky news from all over the world. But usually, I'd say world, but usually it's from Florida. Yes. And the funny thing about this all is it's all true. So if you want to find out what crazy news is going around the world, you got to stay tuned for the second half. Alrighty, now that we just heard a song from the group Queen, how about we hear a song with a queen title in the track. And the song is from one of the most beautiful K-pop singers in the scene. Not only is she physically beautiful, but she's a very nice female singer as well. She's a sweet girl. I know her personally. I've known her for a long time. I've actually known her before she debuted. So to me, she's like a little sister. Haven't kept in touch too well, but I hope she's doing well. And she has a beautiful voice as well. So some guys might even think that she has the it factor, which I agree with you guys. She does have the it factor, which means when she's performing, you can't take your eyes off of her. That is true because she got that charismatic style about her. You know, she got that swag, and she's beautiful, of course. So settle down, boys. I'm going to play this song for you guys right now. I'm talking about my little girl, my little sister. She's a cute girl. This is Hundambi singing Queen. That was Hundambi with Queen. Once again, you're tuning in to TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. And I'm your go-to guy of the hour, of course, Brian G. Ju. A lot of you guys listeners out there always asking and tweeting me and asking me what's the G stand for, but it's online. It's easy. Just Google it or Naver it, whatever. It's online. Anyways, the final song that I want to play for you guys for the first half of our show is actually one of my favorite groups of all time. One of everyone's favorite groups of all time. They're so popular that they use their music in musicals, movies, TV shows, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows a song from this group. Even if you're young or old, if you're just born yesterday, you're going to find out a song from this group. Now, this group is from Sweden, and they took the world by storm in the late 1970s. And I'm talking about none other than ABBA, yes. And there's something about the music that came out about 30 to 40 years ago. It was before all the electronic music took over the scene in the 1980s. And it was after the development of classic rock and disco. So it was a good era, a mixture of old and new. Not saying that the other eras are bad or anything, but there's always a sweet spot or golden age of music, you know. For example, I'd like to say the golden age of K-pop was from maybe 1994 to 2002, including all the Fly to the Sky songs and Brian songs and Hwani songs. And do you see the relation there? I'm trying to... Yeah, you know it. Well, I think the golden age of American pop music was probably around 1977 to about 1983. Maybe the European pop scene, the British pop scene, maybe 1975 to 1985. And maybe J-pop. Actually, I never listened to J-pop that much, but I'm going to get into it. I don't know what's popular in Japan right now. Chinese pop. I mean, in general, a lot of the pop music all over the world was popular a few years ago. I mean, it's still hot now, but the golden era for me, in my own opinion, you know, way back when. You guys, everybody has their own opinion. But everyone loves ABBA, no matter... Like I said, what age group you are, what country you're from, you're going to fall in love with an ABBA song, especially because I do musicals. And one thing I fell in love with ABBA was because they did Hairspray. I think their music was in Hairspray, I think. Wasn't it? Was it Hairspray? Yes. No? Maybe so? Mamma Mia. Yeah, see, I've been in so many musicals and watched so many musicals, I can't even tell which song was in which musical. But yes, Mamma Mia had all the ABBA tracks. I haven't seen the movie yet. I only saw it on Broadway, but I'm anticipating the movie. But unfortunately, I've seen some Twitter comments online saying that the movie version is actually worse than the Broadway version. But, you know, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone's a critic, you know, but I'll be my own judge about this song or the movie. So hopefully I'll get a chance to check that out. But once again, we have the song set up for you guys right now. The amazing group from Sweden that took the world by storm in the 1970s. I'm talking about ABBA. So I'm going to play this last track for you guys, and I'll be right back with Paparazzi and Eugene with Poppin News. This is ABBA with Dancing Queen. Welcome back to What's Poppin', and now it's time for Paparazzi. Now today, Paparazzi, we're going to be taking a bit serious in the news and the story, and one that is very heroic. And recently a man in his 40s was attempting to commit suicide by jumping off the Mapo Bridge in South Korea. As he attempted to jump off, a group of people grabbed a hold of him, preventing him to fall, but he was still in danger of falling if they had let him go. Well, in the group of people, there was a man named Jung Bum-kyun. For those of you overseas who don't know who this man is, he's actually a comedian, celebrity here in Korea. He's also known as a doppelganger of a more famous comedian, Yoo Jae-seok. Well, Jung saw this dire situation and put his own life at risk, climbing over the railing to get a better grip on the man. After he was able to pull the man back to safety, he calmed him down, and the Mapo Fire Department came to deal with the situation after all that. The fireman reported, "We repeatedly expressed our gratitude for what he had done. He was very modest and said that he did something anyone else could have done. Currently, the fire department is considering naming him an honorary 119 rescue worker." You know what? That's amazing to me to hear about normal people doing, you know, amazing things. And in this situation too as well, because a lot of people overseas don't know that suicides are a big thing in Korea. It could be, even with regular people, students, celebrities, moms and dads. And it's sad to hear about people actually, you know, fulfilling their goal of killing themselves. I think that's a stupid choice in life. And this man now probably has a rude awakening at his age of 40. And thanks to Mr. Chung, he's alive right now. And he should actually do stuff, like dedicate or give Chung a trophy or something, because this regular man, well, technically he's a celebrity because he's a comedian in Korea. You know, he could have been doing his own thing, saw this guy about to jump off the bridge and just minded his own business and went home. But no, he decided, I'm going to help this man out. I'm going to give him a second chance and show him that life is worth living. And that's what he did. And I think that's amazing. And I give him props for doing that. And it takes guts for that. You know, not anyone can do it. I know the fireman in the report said that he did what anyone else could have done. But that's the key point there. Could have. But would people have done this? Not a lot of people would have. So, Mr. Chung Bum-gyun, you're a hero, man. And we want to dedicate this next song to you. This is the Foo Fighters with Hero. Welcome back to What's Poppin's TBS News. I'm here with Eugene Hwang in the studio. So, Eugene, you have some trifling news for us today.
Not quite trifling, but before we do that, Desperado. You don't know the song Desperado?
No, I know the song, but I don't.
Desperado.
Everyone knows the song. I just couldn't remember the melody line of those lyrics. I'm like, what part is this? What part is this?
Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll catch you when she's able.
Good vibrato.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
For all you listeners out there, that was Eugene, not Mike, not Olivia, but Eugene singing Desperado by the Eagles. Great song.
Good song. Good song.
Yes.
I fell in love with that song watching The X Factor. One of the contestants.
Oh, they sang it at the X Factor.
Sang that. And I was like, wow, that's a really good song. Who sang it? And
you never knew that it was the Eagles?
Well, I think all the old music that I had in my house, you know, my mom had those old 45s. So it's a lot of 60s music, a lot of 50s music. In the 70s, she didn't buy a lot of music, right? So, there's a missing gap in the 70s that I'm just rediscovering now.
But you probably know their more popular songs like Hotel California.
Oh, yeah, of course. But that Desperado song, that was really good.
Desperado was a song my dad listened to all the time.
Wow. So. Okay.
Yes, but we're not talking about the Eagles right now. We're actually talking about some poppin' news that's happening around the world.
Yes. The first story comes from Scotland. Scotland! Yes, and here there's a cruise company that is sailing in the Loch Ness Lake. And on the 80th anniversary of discovering the Loch Ness Monster, or the first reported sighting anyway, they have decided to take a cruise to try to find him again. Or him or her. I don't know what the Loch Ness Monster is.
What I don't get is him or her, either way.
Yeah.
Is there only one Loch Ness Monster in that sea?
Well, there's never been any conclusive proof up until now. So we don't know whether...
Oh, there's proof that it exists now?
No, there's no conclusive proof. There's people that have doctored pictures or.
I'm pretty sure half the people who've seen this Loch Ness Monster thing were either high, drunk, or just hallucinating.
Well, the Scottish are known for their love of the drink, especially whiskey. So it could be.
I like my malt whiskey. Steamy wind is in here,
yes, indeed. But
Scotland.
Besides that, the cruise company has decided they want to take an insurance policy out on the boat just in case the monster attacks their boat while they're looking for it.
Oh, my gosh.
So can you just say throwing money away? I mean, come on.
Yes.
And so this policy, if it pays out, will it cost them $1.5 million. And if it pays out, then, that means the whole boat will be replaced and anyone who died would get life insurance and all of that kind of stuff. But they have to pay $1.5 million. And most likely the Loch Ness Monster doesn't exist.
Exactly.
So it's really crazy. I don't know what they're thinking. That's just whoever's in that insurance company. They're geniuses.
I think it's just a lost giraffe that got stuck in the water.
A giraffe.
Because if you actually look at the Loch Ness monster pictures from back in the day, because it was on those shows like Unsolved Mysteries, all that stuff. Right. It looked like a giraffe-shaped dinosaur thing that stuck its head out the water.
Yeah. Actually, that particular picture that you're talking about, I think it was a hoax, and they proved it was a hoax in 1937, 38, something like that. Some guy basically took a piece of wood, stuck a ruler on it, and then mounted a piece of clay for the head, and took a silhouette from far away. You can't tell the size based on if you can't see the detail, right? So that's what happened with that. But they said that this is not the first time that people have taken out insurance on the Loch Ness Monster. So this company that is selling the insurance, good for you.
They're smart. I should have came up with this company.
Yeah, well,
you know what I should do? I should go back to Jersey and do the Jersey Devil insurance.
What's that?
You never heard of the New Jersey Devil?
Like the hockey team?
No, there's people who believe there's an actual devil-shaped creature that lives in the woodlands of South Jersey.
Right.
So I remember being in 8th grade in high school that we'd actually search for this Jersey Devil.
I see.
And my friend was like, yeah, the Jersey Devil's house is in the woods over there. And there is a random house in the middle of the woods.
So it's like kind of like Jason Voorhees almost.
Kind of. But Jason Voorhees is made up, hockey playing murderer.
Yeah.
But the Jersey Devils, actually, there's actual history documents and videos on the Jersey Devil where when it was born half man, half creature.
Ooh, that's scary.
That's why they're called. It's called the Jersey Devil.
Well, in Maryland we have something similar. Maybe you've heard of the Blair Witch.
Of course, but that's bull donkey.
No. The movie was based on an actual urban legend or like
but it was
stories of the
It was really called Blair Witch back there.
Yeah, there's a place in Maryland called like Blair or something or other.
Cemetery?
It's not a cemetery. It's Bel Air or Blair or something like that. Because there's a Bel Air, Maryland, and I guess you could put it together.
Is it haunted?
I don't know. I've been to that place where they shot the movie. I went camping there before.
Was it scary?
So, no, not at all. There's like picnic tables everywhere and everything. The house, there's like actual stuff in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go into the next story.
Yes.
Loch Ness Monster, maybe not that interesting or maybe not real.
Yeah, it was weak out of the news that you brought us here in the past.
Yeah, but it is. We don't know if it's real or not. Most likely not. However, there will be a citizen hearing in the U.S. Senate or at the U.S. Congress because they want to disclose all the information that the U.S. government has on UFOs. This is a citizens group that wants to do this. So they're going to the Senate and they're going to have a hearing and say it's time that the United States government finally releases all the information on UFOs. And
I think so too.
Serious group about this. Like, so do you believe
I'm not that serious about it, but I do believe that there are unidentified, not flying objects, UFOs. That means that, but I believe there's extraterrestrial creatures or something beyond our Earth.
Oh well, if you just look at it with probability, there's billions of stars.
We can't be the only living creatures in this whole solar system. There's got to be other things.
Well, in the solar system, maybe, but the universe. Come on. There's so many billions of galaxies with billions of stars. Odds are there's another planet out there somewhere.
Yes.
But there is one man who's heading this group. His name is Mr. Gravel. He is a former special agent of the Counterintelligence Corps, and he insisted the floor of the Senate that he had the right to know the truth behind the Vietnam War, the moon landing, and UFOs. So he thinks we didn't actually go to the moon. He thinks the Vietnam War didn't really happen, and he wants to know all about the UFOs, particularly Area 51. Have you heard of Area 51?
Heard of it.
Yeah, that's the one in Roswell, New Mexico, I guess.
Yes, I did all my studies back in the day.
So
I was a UFO freaky, geeky type kid growing up.
Really?
Yes, I loved UFO stuff. Also, it freaked me out. I was more freaked out about UFOs than ghosts.
Wow. Have you seen any UFO before?
Me and my brother did when we were younger. I was probably in 7th grade. We're coming back from our friend's house at a youth group meeting. And we're walking on the street to walk because my friend lived maybe 50 meters from my house.
Yeah.
And both me and my brother see this triangular light thing. It was like 3 specks
on the street. I've seen that before, actually, yeah.
And we're like, I was like, Hyung, what is that? He goes, I don't know. And also, we look up at the sky, and we see this thing just fly past our head. And I'm not making this up. A lot of people are probably like, you're kooky, Brian. But no, this really happened. You can ask my brother if you ever see him. We were so scared. We ran home. And then as we're running, I looked behind us, and the light was actually following us real time.
Wow.
And my brother was like, no, I don't want to die. Take my little brother with you.
Oh, no.
And I'm crying. I'm like, no, Hyung, don't leave me
Oh, my
here.
goodness. Do you have any, memory lapses or anything of that?
No.
You sure it's all totally
But I remember
continuous?
one time, my brother remembers this too. It sounded like a plane was crashing over our house. And I woke up at maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and I heard a girl crying outside my window.
Wow,
I was
girl.
Like that. And I was like, uh-oh, what the heck?
Are you sure it wasn't the wind blowing in the window?
No. It freaked me out. So I ran into my brother's room. I was like, Hyung, wake up. He's like, what? Did you hear the plane thing? He's like, yeah. What was that? I was like, and it was weird because my parents were still knocked out sleeping. It was just me and my brother that woke up.
So it's always you and your brother when you see it
it's
together.
Weird. And then I saw this big shadow in my room, and I remember I was so scared. I put the blanket over my face.
Oh, no.
And I was like, Hyung! He's like, what? Come in here. There's a big monster in my room. He's like, shut up and go to bed. I'm freaked out as well.
That is crazy.
I've
never had a close encounter like that. But how can you be all into UFOs, but you don't like Star Wars? I don't get that.
Because Star Wars is bull, and UFOs, I've experienced something with it in my life, so that experience made me more, interested in the far and beyond, pretty much.
So what do you think about, have you heard of the Greys?
Grey's Anatomy? What?
No. The Greys are like the aliens. You know, the typical shape of aliens right now, they have like a really thin, narrow head.
Yeah,
and,
and a big old top of the head. And,
right. But they're called the Greys because they usually have gray skin or
Oh,
green skin.
yeah. I didn't know about that. But
there's been people all over the world that have seen these. Like, they have always described it the same way, and they've never met each other, you know? So they're always saying that they always just describe the same appearance. So there's people that believe that this is actually real. And
I kind of believe that in a way, too, because a lot of people that in Jersey, too, claim that they see aliens or the Greys always compare it to an owl-shaped face. And owls have those big old eyes.
Exactly. Huge eyes, almost no nose at all.
I feel like owls are aliens.
Well, maybe.
They're alien spies on trees, like cameras, CCTV for the aliens.
Wow. So speaking of the Greys and other colors, let's go on to a song about aliens. This is Deep Purple singing Space Truckin'.
That was Deep Purple with Space Truckin', and the song is about aliens. It's a throwback for me because I was talking about earlier about the alien experience that me and my brother had when I was a child.
That sounds really scary, Brian. I am impressed, and I'm amazed that you are free to admit that on the air to everyone.
This is the first time I actually talked about it on air.
Wow.
My friends all know it because I told them the story. But
hey, everyone at All K-Pop, you better write something.
Yeah, they're gonna write something on All K-Pop. Brian Ju abducted by aliens in 7th grade.
Awesome. All right, let's go on to another story. The last story. This one is very simple. Comes from which state? Not Florida. Indiana.
Indiana. Oh.
Okay. So, this one, its title is, Indiana woman finds surprise in can of green beans. What do you think the surprise was?
Surprise in a can of green beans?
Yes.
Maybe a wedding ring?
That would be a good surprise. But what she did is she opened the can, put it in the microwave, put it on cook, took it out, and noticed that there's arms and legs in the can of beans, right?
But how does a full-on arm get in a can of beans?
Animals are smaller.
Oh, animals. I thought you meant like people.
So she examined it closely, and it turns out it was a frog that
Ew!
had somehow gotten into the can of beans. Well, people
First
eat
of all, why are you
frogs
going to microwave a can? It's going to make your microwave explode.
No, I mean she emptied the can into
Okay, I was
another
about to
container.
say.
Yeah.
Ew, a frog? Ribbit.
Yes, and her name, Gloria Chubb is her name, and her quote is, "I thought it was maybe a piece of moldy bacon or something. Turns out it was a frog." So, what would you do if that happened to you?
Well, actually, I know in some parts of the world they eat frogs.
Yes.
So maybe the people who made the green beans made it green beans with surprise of a frog.
I think the frog probably wanted to eat the green beans, and he jumped into the can, and then he got cooked. Probably. That's what happened. So, not a nice way to die. Sorry, Mr. Frog. So, Mr. Kermit.
I'm going to vomit right now.
But she did get a refund from the supermarket, and they also compensated her for her distress. How much do you think she got paid?
Don't even tell me. It's like a random amount of money. Like
just guess.
$100,000?
No. $50. So
that's it?
Yeah.
What's she going to go to McDonald's or something? Hey, get a hamburger?
Well, I guess she's not one of those people that wants just an honest
$50 when you have a frog in your green beans?
Well, it's an honest mistake, really. You think they purposely put it in there? I mean, yeah, I wouldn't eat it, but...
It's like having tomabem inside of like a fondegi can.
Tomabem, lizard?
Like a lizard, yeah. That'd be weird.
That would be weird, but they do eat the fondegi, right?
Yeah. So that's why it makes sense. They're in the can, so... Anyways, we had some weird news, as always, for Poppin News. That's Poppin Review. That's Mike's corner.
Of course.
But that's all the time that we have for today. We want to thank Eugene for the crazy news that he shared with us.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, so right now we're going to play the last song of the hour for you guys. This is Sophie Millman with It's Not Easy Being Green. This is Brian Ju.
And Eugene Huang.
Signing off.
Peace.